Hello and welcome to the Bold Believers podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Dawn, and in today's episode, we are talking about why you need to stop waiting. Why you need to stop waiting on your circumstances to change before you feel a certain way, before you show up a certain way, and before you do the things that you know you need to do to bring your God-given vision to life. Today's episode is actually a replay of an Instagram live I did yesterday. So if you enjoyed this, come on over to Instagram. You can find me there at It's Kelly Dawn. I will leave you with that. Have an amazing rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And as usual, I can't wait to speak with you in the next episode. Hello, Instagram. Hello. Let's get right into things. I am so excited to be here with you today. If you are catching me live, drop a comment. Let me know that you're here. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay below. Today, I want to talk to you about waiting because it's very easy for us to fall into this trap of waiting before we feel a certain way or waiting before we make the moves that we know we need to be making in our business. And this space of waiting is so dangerous because it can make sense for us to wait if we're listening to our logical brain, if we're listening to the voice in our head that says, well, it just makes sense to wait until. It's very easy to get into this space where we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. But the thing is, that vision that you have been given, it is meant for you to live into right now. You do not have to wait. And so often what will happen, especially for people in business, is they will wait until they hit, let's say, a certain income goal before they feel like they can show up powerfully and serve their audience. Or they're waiting for more followers. Or maybe you're in a place where you're waiting for more time. Maybe you're telling yourself like, yeah, I'm going to go all in on my business. I'm going to start showing up each and every day on social media once I have more time. But the thing is, when we're waiting, everything's on hold. And we know this, right? But it's so easy to look at our calendar, look at the bank account, look at the number of followers, whatever it is that your brain is telling you is the reason why you can't just show up and live into the vision today. It's very easy to look at those things and use them as excuses. And that's all they are. They are nothing but excuses that we all tell ourselves. We've all been in this position. And the reason why we get here and the reason why we stay here is because it's comfortable. Because you have been given this vision for a reason. It is going to stretch you. It is going to expand you. It is going to be the most epic thing ever. And even though part of that feels amazing, part of that feels really expansive, and you're probably thinking like, yes, I really want this to happen. I want to be at that next level. I'm ready for that. Part of you is probably there. But then subconsciously, because you're moving into the unknown, because you're doing things that are going to be different than you've ever done before, you get into this place where it feels safer to wait. And that's when our excuses can feel very real because it's easier to stay where we are and just do the same thing day in and day out, even if that's not helping us to create the results that we want to be creating. So we really want to look at where are we waiting? Where are we telling ourselves a story? Because that's all this is. It all comes back to the stories that we're telling ourselves. Where are we telling ourselves the story that we have to wait before we can either take an action or before we can feel a certain way? Because it is a trap. It is a mindset trap, and it will completely block you from experiencing that next level that's available for you now. Whatever that next level is for you. Maybe it's 5K months, 10K months, 50K, whatever it is for you. There's something that you know is meant for you. There's a next level, whether that's an income goal, maybe it's an impact goal, maybe you want to start a podcast, write a book, whatever it is. If you are listening to the excuses that your brain is telling you about why you need to wait, you have to recognize that that is a trap. It's a trap. And the thing is, when it comes to our thoughts, when it comes to the things that our mind is telling us, we really have to run those through what is actually true and what's not. We want to be going to the vision. We want to be looking at the vision that we have for our life and our business. And when thoughts drop in, ask ourselves, okay, is this thought moving me closer to the vision? Is this thought moving me closer to the goal? Is it helping me? Or is it keeping me comfortable? Or is it taking me in a completely different direction? Because that will happen too. So whatever it is for you that's coming up as I'm sharing this, whatever it is you've been waiting on, now is the time to move. Recognize that this is an excuse. We all do this to ourselves. This is something that the human brain will do because it's wired for safety and security, not growth and expansion. So it happens to all of us. But the thing is, like, you're driven, you're ambitious, you're an action taker. There's no doubt about that. But you really have to watch your mindset, because it will take you into the bushes. It will take you into places that do not serve you unless you're always aligning it with the bigger picture vision. I remember years ago in the vision that I had for my business, and we're going back to like the really early days, I always saw myself doing video. That was something like whenever I would visualize like my dream day, like my ideal day in my business, I always saw myself doing video. However, at that time, I hadn't done videos. This is before Instagram lives and Facebook lives were even a thing. We had a thing called Periscope back then. This is how long ago that was. But I wasn't doing them. I was watching other people do videos and thinking to myself, as soon as I feel more confident, as soon as I feel ready, then I'm going to start doing video, because I know I want to connect with my people that way. I know this is something that's aligned with the vision. It's something I know I want to be doing, even though I'm feeling some fear and resistance. I'm going to do it though. I'm going to do it as soon as I feel ready. Ready is a lie. Ready is a lie. Waiting to feel confident. That's a whole other topic. That is something that we tell ourselves that's simply untrue, but it keeps us safe. As I remember the very first time I did a video, this isn't even a live one. This was a 30-second video that I was doing. It was part of a visibility challenge that another coach was running. And all we had to do was make a short little 30-second video introducing ourselves to the group, to the challenge group, letting people know who we are and what we do for business. That's it. And it took me about 2 hours to shoot this video. And I was exhausted afterwards. And I remember I was scared I was going to run out of time, because when I was doing this video, I didn't have any lighting set up, and the apartment that I lived in, it was pretty dark, but in the afternoon, the sunlight would come in. And if I put my camera up on the mantle of my fireplace in the living room, I could get like some really, really good lighting. I'm like, okay, this video is going to get made this afternoon. I've got the good lighting. I'm going to go for it. I'm not waiting to feel ready. I'm going to go all in. And I did. And I would shoot the video. I would hate it. I would delete it. I would get 30 seconds into the video, trip over my words, delete it, start over. And this went on for like a couple of hours. But I knew that if I kept telling myself, I'll wait and post this, or I'll wait and shoot this once I'm feeling more confident, or I'll wait and do this once I'm feeling more ready, once I'm in a better feeling state. Like, that's a big one, right? Have you ever been in that place where you know you need to show up and do certain things, but then you tell yourself, well, I'm just not really feeling it that like today. I'm kind of feeling low energy. You know, some stuff happened, you know, with the kids or with your husband, with your friends, whatever. Some stuff happened and you're just not really feeling like showing up. We're waiting, right? When we do that. But when you go ahead and you take the action anyway, when you decide that waiting is not something that you're available for and you just show up and you take the action, that's when things move, because we're living into the vision that we have been given. Like, God did not give you the vision that he gave you for your life, for your business, just for fun. He didn't just drop this beautiful vision into your heart, into your soul, just for fun. He gave that to you so you can live it. That's what's meant for you. But as long as we're telling ourselves we have to wait, it's not the right time. It doesn't make sense to do this yet. I need to wait until I have more followers. I need to wait until I have more engagement. I need to wait until my website's done, or until I have pro photos. This is a huge one that's come up for clients over the years. I've had so many people tell me that they're going to go all in with their business. They're going to start showing up on Facebook and Instagram and all the places once they have their website done, once they have some pro photos, once, and then there's always an excuse. And whenever I hear this, it's like nails on a chalkboard, right? Because I've been there too. And I'm like, that is a lie. Like, that is a lie from the devil right there. You do not need to believe that. You can show up right now in whatever way, shape, or form you're called to without feeling ready, without feeling confident. And the thing is, when you do this, when you make this a practice, you become more confident. You start to notice that you're no longer waiting to feel ready. You're just doing the thing. And business becomes so much easier when you stop waiting and you start doing the thing. Because, again, this is going back to a lot of client conversations I've had. If you're exhausted in your business, if you feel like, 5 o'clock comes and you're looking at what you've done and you just feel like you've been working all day long, but you don't really have a lot to show for it, the reason why you're exhausted and the reason why it feels like you've been working is because you've been up in your head. And we've all been there. You've been up in your head running through different thoughts, waiting to do something, planning something out. And yes, there's a time and a place for planning, absolutely. But when you show up and you just start taking action and living into the vision, your business becomes so much easier because you're no longer exhausting yourself. Like, I get so energized when I do live streams. I get so energized when I do podcasts. I love to yap. I love to talk. Hello, if you're joining us live. I love to get on and connect with you guys this way. What's exhausting is sitting there up in my head on days when I'm not really feeling it and when I'm really being self-centered. This could be a whole other live stream topic, but when we're in that place where we're overthinking and we're in the energy of like waiting, it's because we're focused on ourselves and not on the people that we are here to serve. And so whatever's coming through for you today, as you are listening to this, as you're watching this, go and do the thing. Stop waiting. Stop waiting to feel more abundant and more free, like until you have more money. That's a huge one. I talk to people and they're like, yeah, like I want to just feel so much freedom in my business, but right now I can't because I don't have the money. Like, what? Like, to give your power away to money like that, that is wackadoodle crazy. And I say that with so much love because, again, I've done everything that I talk to you guys about. Like, I have been there, right? But when we're waiting to feel more abundant, when we're waiting to feel more successful, when we're waiting to feel whatever it is that we think something external to us is going to help us feel, we're going to put ourselves in the trap of waiting. And the only way to get out of that is to move. It's to live into the vision that you've been given. Whew. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that today. If you want to go deeper into this, this is the work that we're doing inside the Big Bold Moves Masterclass. This is coming up on June the 10th. And during this masterclass, I'm going to walk you through the entire process. That makes it sound like really lengthy. It's not. It's just a few steps. I'm going to walk you through the process of how to take the vision that you have been given for your business, that next level vision. This doesn't have to be a 20-year plan or a 5-year plan or a 2-year plan. We don't need to know that far ahead. But whatever it is that's coming through for you right now, where you're like, yes, like I know this is meant for me. Maybe it's an income goal, an impact goal, whatever it is. We're going to take that next level vision. We are going to clarify it, get it out on paper, because as long as it's up in your head, you're not going to make moves on it. Your brain's going to tell you that, yeah, I have it all figured out. I can see the vision, but you're not going to move on it until you have things written out and you get actually clear on what's in that vision, because then you know what you're aligning to each and every day in your business. And this is not about having like some really rigid structure. That's not what this is about. This is about knowing where you're going and trusting that it is for you. And so you're going to be taking action that aligns with that vision. And then we're also going to be diving into the mindset and the identity, this is huge, of the version of you who's already there. Because it's always the who before the how with whatever it is that you're doing in your life, your business, any goal that you have. What's the most important thing is who you are being, because your identity is shaping your entire experience that you're having. And again, whether that's a life thing or a business thing. So we're going to be looking at the identity and the mindset of the version of you who's already there, unlocking that because she's already within you. She's not in some far off place. She's not 5 years in the future. She's right here, right now. But you need to start showing up as her now, living into that vision now in order to get the results that you are craving. So the workshop, or the masterclass rather, it's $44, happening on the 10th of June. If you are not available that day, no worries, the replay is going to go out later on in that afternoon. So DM me for that, and that's it for today. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys soon.